Let's fucking go. You are listening to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That mean you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot. Wait, you better run this, go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans.
And welcome. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. And the other fucking guys in the room. So, we got feedback. There we go. Is that good? I don't hear it now. Y'all good? Yeah, all right. So, yeah, we're a little late today, but that's because Leo's been fighting to make this work this morning, which is much appreciated. So just some technical difficulties we're going through, but it's all good going through here on YouTube, and much appreciation again to him for the work that he does behind the scenes, making it all happen. And you know, this is just real life, how shit happens, man. That's just what it is. And on the couch is Mikey G. Good morning to you, man. How about now?
Mic check, mic. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, there you go. We got you too.
Yep, we are all good. I'm doing pretty good this morning. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right this morning. Ready to take on the week, and got some things I want to get done. In fact, I got a pretty long list of shit that I want to get done.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a list.
Yeah.
So I can check that shit off, man.
Check it twice?
Yep. And I'm going to make like 3 things the most top priority for the day, and make sure those get done before anything else on the list, and just keep going like that till that list is fucking done.
Yeah, I know how it goes. I've been there.
Yeah. So just things, little things, tips, things I do, you know, discipline-wise to kind of get focused and keep things on the right track. And, you know, but we had a lot of sports this weekend. I mean, holy shit. I mean, it's amazing how much was going on with the NBA championship and the NBA playoffs being over, the Stanley Cup being, you know, over, and still so much going on. The U.S. Open, I couldn't not watch that Sunday. Yeah. It just was captivating. And Wyndham Clark, what a guy when he got the trophy, especially since he didn't really have the crowd cheering for him, and how classy he was.
Yeah.
And just basically said, you know, he gets it. Scheffler's #1 in the world, and people really like him. And, you know, I think last year, or like at a tournament or something, like he like was unhappy and damaged a locker.
Yeah.
But, you know, I can tell you that even local golf clubs, whoever is the best golfer, they always have a temper, man, a little bit.
Yeah.
That's just comes with it a little bit. The expectations, yeah, part of the game. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. And look, other people had their chances. He came back to the pack a little bit. He ended up shooting 3 over. And so other people had a shot to come at him and come towards him, and they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And good for him. And it's his second one.
Yeah.
And that puts you in an elite club.
Yeah, for sure.
Of winning 2 U.S. Opens.
He was back in 23. He won his first one.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
I didn't watch it, but I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, I've kind of the last 3 seasons, kind of a little bit more and more again, but that's just because of my own personal thing with me golfing and then stopping golfing for a while. And, golf had to kind of remake itself a little bit.
Yeah.
And find some footing and find some people that you liked and people you wanted to root for. I mean, it was pretty easy when it was Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
You know, he made a
Yeah.
lot of things easy.
Yeah.
And and the head-to-head matchups with Phil Mickelson.
Yeah,
You
no one
know?
will forget those. That's
Yeah.
like when I watched golf the most was
Yeah.
in my younger days, but Tiger Woods was like at the top and you just had to watch. It's one of those
You
things.
just wanted to see.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to see what great people do. Just like, I thought it was just incredible watching Argentina and seeing. I can't wait to watch their game. I believe it's today.
Hmm.
And Messi having 3 goals. I thought he should have had 4 because I don't get that whole rule thing about being offsides when it's like your head or shoulders. I still don't get it.
Yeah.
I do get it. I don't like it. How about
Yeah.
that? I do understand it. I
Yeah.
don't like
I
it.
get what you mean.
Just because to me, everything is easier when you're talking about your feet.
Yeah.
There's either your feet are onside or they're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, you should, if you're running, you should be leaning a little bit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Into it.
I think they just try and put it more on you and make it a timing thing rather than anything else.
Yeah.
Not really too sure. But real quick,
But yeah, I like to see greatness, was what I'm saying. Yeah, go ahead.
speaking of greatness, this is a little bit on the probably a different spectrum of greatness, but
Okay.
you're not much of a Game of Thrones or a House of the Dragon person.
I think I tried to watch House of the Dragon before for a little while. Lot of action, but I kind of gave up on it, so I couldn't tell you. Game of Thrones, I was late to Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
And then I think I probably did, it probably took me a couple of attempts, and maybe I got through 4 seasons.
That's actually pretty good for. You'd be surprised how many people don't get through it through a first 2 seasons in their first watch through of that show.
Yeah, but I like those kind of shows. What's funny is I like those kind of shows.
Yeah.
Like all the other ones, the
Mhm.
big ones, the Viking shows.
Yeah.
I watched all of them and
Mhm.
watched a couple of them 2 or 3 times through the whole series, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. So
Well, I was just saying the House of the Dragon season 3 came out yesterday, and we just talk about greatness, and like this is where you just have to appreciate greatness. I don't know how these people do it. Pretty much every episode just leaves you like my heart is just thumping so hard, like
Yeah.
the anxiety of it, like the build up, just like it's just so well done, and then they always do something at the end of the episode that you're like, no fucking way. So it's like I just am so happy this show is back on because lately I haven't been watching a lot of TV shows because I've lost my faith in like good TV shows for good reason. It's been woke bullshit, and they have their own little annoyances with that, but it just doesn't overshadow how fantastic that TV show
I
is.
got one for you.
What's up?
It's only 8 episodes.
Mhm.
And then it's done. All right. All 8 episodes are available. It's on Netflix. And yesterday, Dawn and I watched 4 of them.
Okay,
That's how good it was. And it's called I Will Find You.
is that the one where like it's like the starts as no, never mind. That's not. I'm thinking
This
something different.
is a dad who is accused of beating his child. Like he has some type of PTSD or some type of incident in his head and he doesn't remember it, but he beats his child. And, all the DNA pointed to him. And 5 years later, his sister-in-law finds comes up with a picture that was taken at an amusement park that showed this kid that would be the age of his son and him being alive, but they buried him. So they're like, how
Yeah.
could that be? But there's a very specific birthmark on the child's face.
Yeah, you know what? I think I have seen previous footage
Dude,
for that.
it's because shows like this have been done before, but to put different twists on it and to keep you that interested and to like turn things around so that it's not something you've seen before.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like it's executed well. Yeah.
100 it is, because there's a few of them that you kind of you think about it, it's been a minute. When you coming out with your next season? It
Yeah.
seems like it's been a while for several of them. So
That
I don't
that
know,
one
but
has
this one is definitely one I'd recommend to check out.
the dad is played by Taron Egerton, right? Isn't that who it is?
He's somebody that looks super, super
He
familiar,
played
but I couldn't
he played Elton John in the Elton John biopic.
really.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Taron Egerton because it was an advertisement by Netflix, and I looked and I was watching, and I was like, I was like, Netflix, I fucking usually hate you, but this actually looks pretty damn good. Like, what's going on here?
I forget that what the name of the series is. We got hooked into it, and we just got hooked into it, and it was weird about where these people on the outside work for this company that put this thing in their brain that when they go into the company, they're like totally different people.
Severance
Severance
on Apple TV.
Yes.
I haven't watched that, but many people have told me it's a really good show.
Yeah. So the one chick that's in this series,
Yeah.
the sister-in-law, she is in Severance
Okay.
as well. But that's one I'm kind of also saying is, when's the next episode, man?
Yeah.
Because what always sucks is you're like, fuck, do I have to go back and rewatch this now? Like since the new season's coming out,
Yeah.
so I remember what the fuck
Get
happened.
that refresh. Yeah.
So I'm kind of a fan of the ones though. I mean, I like longer season stuff sometimes, but I'm also a fan of 8 and done.
Yeah.
Tell me the story. Make it a really long movie. Tell me the story and
Yeah.
just be done with that too.
It's a fine line of having the right amount of episodes, but not overstaying your welcome as well, because
Yeah.
it can get played out after a while.
And I mentioned Balls Up, the movie last week,
Mhm.
right? Yeah. 5th grade humor. If you love 5th grade humor on Prime, you definitely got to watch Balls Up. And if you're a soccer fan, because soccer's in the background of it,
Yeah.
that makes it kind of funny as well. And the timing of it, definitely worth watching. But it's one of those types of shows that we need this in our life. You know, you need a little bit in this. You need a little bit of stupid
Yeah.
in your life. That
Yeah.
everything can't be serious. Everything can't be learning, because I do a lot of that, or I'm always trying to feed myself, information, podcasts, things I can learn from, watching a video or a podcast that tells me how to, use Chat GPT in a different way, or
Yeah.
or Genesis or one of the other ones or anything like that. I'm always like feeling like I don't want to waste time. I want my time to be spent,
Yeah.
positive learning.
For
But
sure.
we do need that break. And I got that because I was talking to my sister yesterday, and when I called my sister, she immediately answered. I said, "You were scrolling, weren't you?" She said, I was playing a game." And she goes, "It's so stupid, it's senseless." But my sister works 6-7 days a week
Yeah.
too. She runs a restaurant, our cafe back in our hometown
Yeah.
of Genoa and stuff. So that's her, like, just stupid, let your mind rest, get at peace.
Yeah, there's nothing
Dawn
wrong with
has
it.
some game that she likes and does that. And I always look over like, ugh. But but I have my own thing too.
got
But
your
my thing
shows.
is, it's that or sports. And, it's usually something that's late at night. So I wouldn't be doing something business. But if I get messages at night, which I do, business, I take care of that while I'm also doing the
For
stupid
sure.
shit too. But I just mean we do need stupid in our life. So don't feel bad if you're doing something stupid or you have a stupid thing that you like, whether it's a game or, as long as it's not taking up or stopping you from doing your real shit.
Yeah.
Then it becomes
Accomplishing your goals.
a problem. Yeah, then it becomes a problem. So definitely do that. So what do we want to? I guess we got to start with, because we said there's so much sports, and first the U.S. Open, obviously the World Cup continuing on as they're finishing the group stage. That group stage will be finishing up this week. We're already kind of seeing that. After 2 games, some teams are going to advance no matter what happens in their third game,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. Some interesting, things like that. I glad that the U.S. beat Australia, although that got a little chippy there for a while.
I expected that though. Australia is a chippy bunch. Like they're very they don't take a lot of shit. 100%.
Yeah, I I, Canada's number one for me. I
Yes,
hate Canada
know.
number one. Okay. Number two is Australia. Ever since COVID and how they handled COVID, and you think that, I used to have this impression they were these tough Aussies out back and stuff. No, they're a bunch of fucking pussies. So I don't like Australia. And online, I don't know if you've ever talked to people in groups or things on Facebook and they're from Australia.
Not specifically them, no.
No, mate?
No.
You haven't, mate?
Not
I hate that. I hate the word fucking mate. And New Zealanders do that shit too. But I like New Zealanders a little better.
yeah.
Well, for sure, I like them better than Australians. Doesn't
Kiwi-
mean I like them. It
Kiwis
just
over
means
the
better
Aussies.
than. Yeah. But yeah, they're annoying as fuck online.
I've run into them in video games. The context is different, so I don't know. We don't really talk about they're usually pretty funny on there, but I could see how they could be annoying if there's like a serious topic that you're trying to talk about. Good? Got the best of you, huh?
That was a big gulp of coffee.
I've been
That's
there.
so funny. So it's not all over me, right? I'm
No,
good.
you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Almost. That's so good. But yeah, that's my thing with
Australia?
It's- Yeah.
Well,
And I've been rooting for some underdogs.
say the underdog. I mean, maybe not so much as big of an underdog, but Egypt has looked pretty solid, all things considered. Like their group is still up for debate. I mean, they're up four. They have 4 points. Then Iran has 2, which we obviously hope Iran doesn't make it.
Do we?
I don't want them to make it. Why should we?
I don't know.
Russia got banned for their shit. Like, I don't know.
That's just wrong. I hate that,
yeah,
right?
like
You should not be doing that shit, banning teams from Olympics or world competitions. These are just the regular people, and to punish them for what the government does is just wrong. And I guess I put my money on Iran, actually. I put like $10 on that for them to beat Egypt.
shame.
I
Shame.
did.
No, I really don't care that much. I just think it's funny how like they just pick and choose when they want
Well,
it to be.
I don't like the
big
fact. I
deal.
don't like the fact that FIFA came out and said that they couldn't have the old flag. That you weren't allowed to bring the old Iranian flag to the stadium. They weren't going to allow it
Why?
because they weren't going to allow it because like Iran, the government didn't want
Want them to?
because it's in protest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, that's why I kind of like, I don't hate on Iran, the soccer team. You know what I mean? Like, hey, afterwards, y'all, if you want to, stay here, stay. I'm all for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Good luck to the families if they do.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
probably. They're holding them captive somewhere.
Oh yeah, as like
There's
a
eyes on
collateral.
every dude's family.
Yeah, that collateral, just to make sure.
I'm
you
sure they're
come back.
reminded every day. They're sent pictures
Yeah.
of their family. This is what your sister was doing today. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God, that would fucking suck. But
That
we've
would
seen
suck.
it with the women. So like, why wouldn't it happen with the men?
Why wouldn't it?
And you would think they, just based on who they are, they would probably care more about the men's team than the women's and
But
their
then
perspective.
again, that's the reason. Like, I don't hate the Iran soccer team.
Yeah.
I hate the government. I don't hate the regular
Hate the
people
regime.
or
Yeah.
the athletes or things like that. And the fact that so many fans brought the old flag and like said "fuck you" to FIFA. Like, I
Yeah.
love that shit too.
Well, fuck FIFA. They're about as
Well,
corrupt as it gets.
Oh, what a terrible organization.
They're awful.
They run shit terribly. Yeah, it's not been.
They had
It's
like
not a good thing.
They had like a huge scandal a couple years, like a tax scandal or something like that a few years ago, and it kind of just went away because they had the money to fucking sweep it under the rug, basically.
Yeah.
So fucked.
Well, why should they be an organization that makes a lot of money?
Yeah. I
Really,
don't
you know what I mean? Like it's once every 4 years,
Yep.
and you're not the focal point, and it's not like you're the owner of a team. and that you're playing seasons or anything like that. How much money should the organization actually get?
Not as much as they do. That's for
Right?
sure.
That's how I feel about that.
When the
Yeah.
consensus is that everybody hates you and you're a corrupt organization, obviously you're getting more money than you should be.
Yeah. Yeah. They've been terrible for that. So, oh, I know. I want to be was it Tim Howard? Was he
Yeah.
the one that opened his
Ye-
mouth?
Yeah, Tim Howard. Yeah.
Like what the I'm kind of feeling like, tell me if I'm wrong, that he's doing it just to stir shit up, and because it's kind of like when how do I want to explain it? It seems like that he wants people, well, like I explain it with Trump. Like when you just keep coming after Trump and it makes me want to just stay on Trump's side even more and say fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with people being positive about the US men's team and them playing decently so far,
Mhm.
and playing decently in their second game, and winning pretty commandingly
Yeah.
against a physical team
Mhm.
without their best play and not having your best player out on the pitch.
Yeah.
That's really good. But for him to say, oh, it's impossible, and not just impossible, he used another word, not literally impossible, but there was another word he used in front of it to like really emphasize
it,
like
yeah.
you would if you'd say fucking impossible. Like it's
Yeah.
not just impossible, it's fucking impossible.
Like you're insane for even thinking that's a possibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to me, that makes me want to root for him a little more. Like,
Yeah.
because I hate when people do that. It reminds me again of Trump, though, watching all those video clips. He'll never be president. He won't be president. Donald Trump will not be president of the United States. He can't win. Donald Trump will never win. There's one thing he cannot ever be, and that's president of the United States. And then, here we are, and then, they show all the states coming in. Donald Trump, 12 points from Arkansas or wherever that they start
Yeah.
adding everything up, and it's just really funny like that. So what's your take on Howard?
It sucks because I fucking love Tim Howard. Like him and Landon Donovan, like historically for me, are like my two favorite Team USA players. And I just love the way that Tim Howard played. It was nice to have like a good goalie when he was there, but it just sucked that to hear like a great of your team come out and say that, because you would expect, even if deep inside you think, oh, it's impossible, they'll never be able to do it. Why wouldn't you at least say, be like, hey, they're looking great. Like, I really think, what they're doing is a step in the right direction. In these stages, like, who knows what the hell can happen. Like, and I just don't understand why you wouldn't try to give them more confidence rather than try to bring them down. It does seem kind of weird.
I think you could even say that in a different way, and it would have a different meaning. You could say what the U.S. men's team is doing or trying to do is the impossible.
Yeah.
Is the impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And right now they've given people a little bit of hope with the teams they played. But when they get to the knockout rounds, they're going to have to play, this is what he said, they're going to have to play 4 perfect games in a row. So what they're trying to do is impossible. But let's see how far they can go. There's just a different way he could have said it.
Yeah.
And
100%.
yeah, he said, here's the word he put in front of it. I remember it now. Unequivocally. So it's unequivocal that it can't happen. I mean, that's like hard.
That's basically
That's impossible times 10.
Yeah.
Right? When you use that word in front of that like
Yeah.
that. And he didn't have to emphasize it like that. And he did.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, did he really do that? Does he really feel that way? Or is he just doing that for clicks for his, soccer podcast? Because Donovan didn't take the bait on that.
No. No, he hasn't.
Donovan was more, I think he's more classy, honestly.
Well, I understand where Tim Howard's coming from, because he's played in the Premier League. Like, he's played against the absolute best of the best, not in just the World Cup, but in club play as well. So maybe he's thinking, like, if that's who they're seeing every single game, like, yeah, in his head, it's unequivocally impossible. But the impossible is done all the time. Like, people always
That's what's beautiful about sport.
yeah, like it happens. So like I don't understand why. Again, if you believe it on the inside, just why not, like you said, say it a different way to help build that confidence. Like
A 29-point deficit.
yeah,
It's never been done before. Nobody's ever come back from a 29-point deficit in the finals of the NBA. It's never happened.
and then
Somebody did the impossible.
yeah. That's just how it is.
That's
it's
what
always,
makes it great,
It's
isn't
always
it?
impossible, so somebody actually does it or gets close to doing it and thinking, oh, maybe that's not as impossible as we once thought it was. Now, I think everybody will be happy with a quarterfinal from Team USA, but fuck that. I want the whole damn thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck that.
What was it? Was it the 6-minute mile?
For
Was that what, like, they're like nobody had ever done 6 minutes, and then once somebody finally did the
it was
6-minute
like a
mile,
5-minute mile.
was it 5? Or
something
I
like
don't
that.
remember.
I'm
It
not
was
too
5.
sure,
It
yeah.
was 6. Whatever it was, there was something that never been done, and then as soon as someone did it, like in the next 6 months, like 10 or 20 people did it.
Yeah,
Because then it became possible. People
Yeah.
thought, well, somebody did it. Maybe I can do it too.
they got the
You know,
blueprint
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
All it take. I feel like if they win that quarterfinal, I feel like it in the minds of Team USA, it's like, why the hell wouldn't we be able to win this? Because you gotten past that hump. That quarterfinal hump is pretty much like where we haven't really been able to get past, honestly.
Even though there's some expectation on them, I feel like there's no pressure at all. Like no pressure at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they blow it, that's the U.S. men's.
Yeah.
They just can't play at this level. They can
Yeah.
they can qualify for the World Cup, but they can never do anything with it. They can never get past it.
Well,
They've got nothing to lose by leaving it all out on
yeah,
the field.
pretty much.
Every single game, they've got nothing to lose.
Well, that and they're super young for a
Yeah.
World Cup team. So like that's another big thing is like even if they don't do like they don't win it all, like the future is definitely bright with this coach that they hired. Like he's one of the better coaches in the world from what I'm hearing other people say, and he's had this. I mean, when you watch the game, you can see the way that he runs this team. It's so evident on the pitch. Like they are just fucking pressure in your face all the time, and I love it.
What's the split? Like, how many of the guys on the U.S. men's national team is this their first World Cup?
Oh, that's I'm not too sure on that one. We'd have to look that up
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, because the reason I'm asking is because just of that, like you don't have that in your head that you've been here before and lost.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't know what that feels like.
You don't
yet.
know what that feels like.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what winning feels like right now.
Yeah.
You know, which is it's a good thing to not have that like built up and have that whisper in your ear.
Yeah,
You
that
know what I'm saying?
possibility. So 13 players, exactly half of the team.
Wow.
Is the first, yeah.
Wow.
So they're super young, man. Like there's a lot to be excited for Team USA. I'm not saying they're going to be a powerhouse, but it's definitely a much brighter situation than in
And it
past
looks like the
ones.
rest of them only have one
Yeah, pretty much.
under there, right? Returning from 2022. That's I think that matters. You know what I mean?
It definitely matters, and again, it's just about how the coach, how he portrays it as well, because it could easily be the flip side. If you don't have the right coach, that inexperience could show. Man, I think it's a lot in like the mentality that he's put into these players. Like I said, just the fact that they're willing to be in everybody's face, pressure doesn't matter who the fuck it is. They want to score goals and they want to score a lot of them. So like that, I just seems like that's just how he's pretty much trained this team to be. Is I don't give a fuck if it's your first one, your second one, your last one. It doesn't matter. This is how we're gonna play and this is how we're gonna win.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. So it's cool to know that. That's good. That's good shit. What else? Do we have anything else in the World Cup we want to talk about?
Say, well, it wasn't World Cup, but over the weekend the UFC had their follow-up event, which was a fight night, but it was a pretty damn good.
Really? I didn't
It was
see
a
it.
damn good card. Like the UFC's got a, they're like the NHL right now. Like they're nothing but up. They're nowhere but up right now. It's even the lesser known cards are still exciting. You're getting first round knockouts, finishes on every single fight. Like they have a very good product right now, and I think it's a bet. Some people would argue it's worse, but I'd say it's better than it's ever been.
Well, I can say this, that, you know, I did look into it because of somebody making comments on our video, on our video clip on TikTok. And actually, it's either based on the numbers they have now, it's most likely number one. But if not number one, it's number two. There was a fight card back in 2011 or 2012 that had similar numbers.
Probably.
But this, just the number of people watching around the world, like steadily, there was about 8 million people watching, and then whatever the high number was, and then around the world total was something like 17 million. So, look, you can't compare, it doesn't compare to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's not the Super Bowl's its own beast. But after that, or for what the UFC is, for them to come out with their best product, best showing ever, and people stayed tuned and they watched it. Yeah. And I think it'll keep bringing, some people that are maybe more casual, like I am. I mean, I love it, but, I'm more casual. I wait for certain fights and certain names.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I'll maybe after that, seeing how good the whole card was, I'll pick up more, especially with it being on Paramount.
Yeah,
now.
I mean,
I already paid. Well, why wouldn't I have it on?
Yeah.
I'm already paying for it.
Especially if there's
where
nothing
I don't
else
have to
on.
think about like, oh, do I want to pay for it? Do I not? Do I want to go out and watch it somewhere?
Something else to gamble on.
Yeah, something else to gamble on.
So
yeah, I did good. So I did better on that than
you'll make some good money on fights because like sometimes you just got that gut feeling that this plus the biggest underdog of the card last Saturday, he won.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, should I throw $5-10 on this guy? And I didn't. And you're welcome, because if I would have, you would have lost. But it's just like, that's why I love the UFC, MMA, combat sports, because fighting math doesn't always make sense sometimes. No. You'll have a guy who's Gaethje and Topuria, a guy who even now, Topuria is the better, more technical fighter. But Gaethje just pulls people into deep water, and not everybody knows how to swim. That's why I love it. Like, it's not always 1-to-1.
Yeah. And that's true in everything.
Yeah.
Everything. That we say that the Super Bowl champion is the best team of the season, but is it always really?
People thought the Rams were by far the best team last year, and look what happened. They lost in the NFC Championship. Why was I drawing a blank on that? But yeah, I mean, even now, people still picking the Rams to win already. But
they're a favorite for sure. I think,
but it's not a foregone conclusion that they're gonna win. I mean, that's just it's the games are played on the field, not on paper.
Yeah, but somebody can get on a run.
Yeah, we've seen it before. The Giants did it twice, where they're both their Super Bowl runs back in the day. They were wild card teams. They weren't that great throughout the year, and then they just caught fire at the right time.
Yeah. My Steelers were the first number 6 seed to ever win a Super Bowl.
Was that Roethlisberger's first year, or no? Because his first year, you guys went 15-1, or some shit like that. Like
we lost. Like we almost went to the Super Bowl his rookie year. He was getting compared with Dan Marino then.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad comparison.
Just what he did with the Dolphins, and then people thought that the Dolphins were going to go to 6 Super Bowls, and they never did.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That just is
poor Dan. That's one of the biggest travesties in football, maybe in sports history. Man, the fact that he doesn't have a ring, he deserves one so bad.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, so a couple other things. Sometimes when we talk about sports things, we're talking about life. We're also talking about things socially going on. And I just have this thing that I'm going to tell people the truth about the WNBA that nobody else wants to say right now. Because nobody wants to say anything but positive things about the WNBA. And I'm sorry, but the WNBA can't get better. It can't broaden its audience. When it would be like if you were somebody running a company, you just have yes men around you, and that's all you had. Saying, hey, maybe we should talk to the sales guys on the floor and get their opinion on this, boss. Like run it by them, and what do they need? Or do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so you just can't have yes people, and they all want to just especially since this is the 30th. oh, we've come this far and done this thing. Look, uh, they got some big contracts now, which is great. When they started, they didn't have shit, but so did just about every other league.
Yeah.
You look at Major League Baseball back in the 40s and 50s, and when they weren't playing ball, they went back home to their farms and they worked.
Yeah.
They had other jobs.
Or they're in the fucking war. They're in fighting wars.
Right, whatever. There was other shit. That's how shit happens, right? But I just have this thing that just bothers me, that they don't want to tell the truth about the WNBA, the problems that are going on, and they're glaring. I see them. So if I see them, I know other people can see them as well. And they're making it really, really tough on themselves when they have the best opportunity that they have ever had, to grow the game. And it's not just Caitlin Clark. There are, like, I learned a lot last year. I've learned even more now. There's definitely some things wrong, but there's definitely some amazing talent out there. It can be frustrating to watch sometimes. Dawn and I say it every game we watch. Oh, and that's the sound that we make whenever there's an air ball, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Or when it was a good player, it was Satu Sabali, and she was hitting threes and doing some other good things, but somebody missed a three, airballed it. She got the ball. She caught it. She put it up under the basket and airballed that under the basket.
Holy
it didn't even hit the rim, dude.
That's actually crazy. I didn't realize that it happened. That is
It
nuts.
does happen. And they're just normal dribbling. They're dribbling it off their leg all the time. I'm not saying that doesn't happen with the men, but the amount of times that happens with it, and you just see, and sometimes when they're running and they're out of control, it's a different look, man.
Yeah.
It's a different look. And so the game, couple things. First, the game I was watching yesterday. We watched the Sparks and the Liberty, New York Liberty, and these are two of the original teams. And again, they had some halftime stuff celebrating the 30 years, and these two teams playing originally, and so we're watching the game, and they're interviewing players. Witherspoon was original player from the New York Liberty. They interviewed her. She never got a ring, though, but they were talking to her. They talked to Lisa Leslie in the second half. And then the thing was, they were talking to them while the game was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not just a break or something like that. When the game was going on, and this happened in the second half, and this is ESPN. So this is ESPN highlighting this particular WNBA game. More people are seeing this, and you're seeing, two good teams, right? We're in the fourth quarter, and pretty much New York had controlled most of the game and had built up a decent double-digit lead, at one point. Then at about, because they're 10-minute quarters, at about that 9-8-minute mark, they're talking to Lisa Leslie, and all respect to her and Hall of Famer and everything she did for the league and her winning 3 championships. I don't have anything bad to say about her. Nothing. It wasn't her fault. But they did a split screen. They're still showing the play, and they're asking her like really mundane, ridiculous questions that they ask now. Oh, how did you, all this shit about your fucking feelings. How did you feel at that point? They're all, they don't even know what to say. They don't even, use Chat GPT if you're one of these announcers and figure out a way to ask it in a different way that might sound fucking interesting. Yeah. Okay, I would use it to give you some creative ideas because you don't have any creative ideas. It's terrible listening to you. And I forget who was calling the game, but it was a dude. who's half bald, and she's good. But whoever the chick was, I can't remember off the top of my head. But they both blew it because they're talking to Lisa Leslie, and the Sparks are making a comeback, like a big time comeback from double digits, and they're coming back. And by the time that they ended the conversation with Lisa, I keep going on to Dawn for like 3 minutes. This is going on. Like, can you just shut up? Can you talk about the game that's going on right now? This is big. This is what matters, is the product. Highlight the good part of this product. You should be talking about this. If you have a lower level of play, one of the things that helps is at least if it's competitive. And you can see that competitive spirit, and you see, coming down, making threes and just coming back. And because like New York has 4 really big players, like big. We're talking like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", big players.
Mhm.
Okay. And then I think, do they have Han? Whoever has Han, she's like 6'11".
Damn.
Yeah, she's the biggest player in the league. I forget which team she's on, if she's on New York or not. I
Was
don't know.
Rebecca Lobo? Was the dude?
Yes, I like her.
Who
Who is the dude?
Ryan Rucco? Who actually he commentates the Yankees games. I hear him a lot, so that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Is he the half bald dude?
Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
What's wrong with being? Oh wait, you're bald too, so it's all good.
Well, but I'm bald by choice.
Yeah.
But he just looks like a little. He's Rebecca Lobo played the game.
Yeah.
And I don't think you have to have played the game to announce it.
Just a different
But
perspective.
it's a different perspective. And she played. She's good. Him, I don't care. But he just blew it. He just keeps. It's like he was a little fanboy with Lisa Leslie, and just keep going on, dude. The game is going on. You could stop the conversation with Lisa. We got to check this out. The comeback, or bring her into the conversation about the game that they're coming back from double digits down, and it ended up being a great final finish the last couple minutes, and with 8 seconds left, the Sparks are down by 2. Wheeler brings the ball up the court, tries to drive to maybe tie it up. It's not there. She kicks it out to Agwumake, who is a big player. She's a down low. But most of the big girls, just like the men today, a lot of them can shoot the 3.
Mm-hmm.
She shoots the 3. She hits the 3. It's out of her hands before the red lights up. Boom. 3-pointer, walk-off win for the Sparks at home. The place is going crazy, and it was a great game by both teams, and the fight throughout the game, and then being down, and then, oh man, they're not gonna. You just thought it wasn't gonna finish like this, that they were just gonna run away with it, and then they don't, and you're listening to this stupid chatter by these 2 people who aren't paying attention. That's what's most important.
Yeah,
that's what's most important. Talk to Lisa another time, or cut it short, or bring her in. I don't know. But it was totally horrible. And that has to be pointed out. There are people that criticize and review. I mean, you don't think Tom Brady's gotten reviewed? People write whole articles on Tom Brady calling football games. And is he going to do this? Is he going to learn more this year? Is he going to whatever? People critique that shit.
Yeah.
It matters because they're also making some decent money. And this is ESPN announcers. I expect more out of ESPN than I do out of that Ion, whatever the fuck Ion is. ION, it's a network. It's a network.
Oh wait, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
See what I mean? Okay,
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, but that's what I mean. It's ESPN.
Was it the whole fourth quarter that they were talking to it, or just like the second half?
So much. It was the fourth quarter, and it's when they were down going into that quarter by double digits. And I wish I had the video to show, and we're working on being able to do that kind of stuff, because I want to focus on that. I want to present things. That's my goal, like that other people should be talking about, and they're not talking about it. The sports world should be talking about this morning. If they're talking anything about the WNBA, they should talk about how horrible the announcers were in covering this properly on this comeback.
You think Adam Silver's like actively watching stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Think so? I don't know how. I really don't know how much he. I mean, obviously has his hands full with the NBA, so I didn't know how much of the WNBA that he was kind of just like.
Oh, the WNBA? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
No, they
do you
got
think
their
he's-
own commissioner.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he's?
Oh,
like,
no, I
'cause
don't.
they take like a $10 million deficit. Well, historically, it was like a $10 million
Yeah.
deficit at the start of the season. Whenever
Oh,
they
you got
play.
it.
I think
did-
these are just the highlights of it.
But go back to see if you can go back to like the 8-minute mark where there's 8 minutes left in the game. Or no, you were in the third quarter.
I
And
don't know.
then, yeah, I want to see where the split screen is.
I don't think they'll. I think
It's
it's
not
just
going to
like,
show the split screen.
I think it's like just the highlight footage from the plays, and they definitely have the audio.
And you know what? Kelsey Plum is the shit, man. I mean, she deserves a ton of attention, just like Caitlin Clark does. And Caitlin's been struggling. You got to tell the truth about that, too. She's struggling.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
I
like
really
like
kept
she,
up,
her
but-
turnovers, where her first year, last year, we got to kind of throw last year out. She didn't play enough. She played, what, 15, 16 games, something? I don't know.
Something
It
like
wasn't
that,
very
yeah.
much. But the first year, it was like the passes were right there, and sometimes the player couldn't handle it. Now it seems to be more that the passes aren't getting there right. It's not that the player's mishandling it. It's not getting there right, and it just bad timing for your pass. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I want to do. It didn't show it in that clip there, but yeah, the split screen. It was just stupid. It's focus on the game. That's what you need to do if you want to promote the game. And I think they want to, but I don't know if they really want to, because then I got more to talk about, because Dawn and I went to the Saturday game because we're season ticket holders. And I'm going to bring up a couple things. First, I'm going to bring up, and we definitely need to clip this and tag the fucking Phoenix Mercury, and they can know it's coming from me. Maybe they come up to my seat, and maybe the management will talk to me and about, Troy, hey, what are you saying on your little podcast nobody watches? What are you doing? You know, why aren't you nice to us? Well, I'm not nice because of how I was treated last year, that I was from my seat saying loudly, challenge the call. The coach got upset that I was saying challenge the call, glared at me, talked to security, and had me removed. I didn't cuss. I didn't swear. I didn't say, you suck. I didn't say anything like that. People have a hard time believing it. They can hardly believe that happened. Come on, Troy. You had to said something else, Troy. It's you. It's your fault. Nope. And everybody around there knew it. And, it worked it out with the security. Oh, I was allowed to come back, and that wasn't good enough. I still pushed them, for more like an apology and things. And, I got to go on the court and get a picture with Copper, and that was all great. But that should never have happened. It should never have happened. Okay, you should, as a fan, not be removed from your seat for, I don't care how loud you fucking say it. I really don't care. But for saying challenge the call. So the very nice black couple that we talked to, they sit a couple rows behind us and then in the next section, but they're kind of right on the aisle. And behind them sits the coach's family. So they're, respectful of that and mindful of that. Well, the husband, I didn't see it happen. I wish I did. I'm like, dude, why didn't you yell at me when they're walking you out? I didn't see it happen. That he was saying, call a timeout. And he was saying it very loudly, and he said it more than once. And I guess the wife said something to him, and security ended up coming up there and removing them. You removed 2 season ticket holders from a game for yelling out, call a timeout. These are people who are fans, okay? They have season fucking tickets to your product, okay? And it's a product that's not performing very well this year, mind you, all right? You're not doing very good, So that happened a couple of games ago. Saturday was Saturday was Pride Day game. Okay, we've seen that all over baseball. We've seen teams where players said, "I'm not wearing that stuff." We've seen minor league games canceled because the players didn't want to dress up in rainbow fucking uniforms, and nobody should be made to do that. Like they just, everybody's over it for the most part. I don't know if they apparently haven't gotten the memo yet. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You want diversity, you want inclusion, you want equity. Come and be a fucking fan and sit next to other fucking fans and act like a normal fucking human being that doesn't wear their sexuality, on the outside everywhere they go 24/7. That doesn't have to be a thing. Okay, the only thing it needs to be a thing for is if you're trying to pick somebody up. Hey, you gay? Yeah, I'm gay too. Yeah, let's go out. Let's go have dinner. Like then, okay, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like otherwise, who cares? It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's just life, man. Just go through life. Wear whatever you want to wear, do whatever you want to do, but don't think everybody else has to buy into the fucking bullshit or celebrate it. We don't have to celebrate it. I don't care. I just don't care. But I'm not going to celebrate it. So obviously I did what I normally would do. And that is I wore my MAGA hat to the game.
Rightfully so.
And I didn't expect Dawn to wear hers. Dawn chose to wear her MAGA hat, which she has many, on her own. She chose to do it. Okay. Which is fine. If she hadn't done it, I wouldn't have said, "Hey, I'm wearing my MAGA hat today. Why don't you wear yours?" No. Of her own choice, she decided to do that. So, obviously, there are gay people everywhere. I mean, it just is the thing. They support them, and it's awesome. Well, it's fine.
They linger
and
around.
There's a nice, super nice gay couple that sat next to us last season. We talked to them. Dawn has their cell phone numbers. They send us pictures when they're on vacation. We talk at the games. I'd go take them. I've even invited them out to dinner. Hey, you guys want to go out to dinner sometime? You want to and I even say, hey, Dawn and I just got membership shooting range. You want to go shooting? And she goes, I've never shot a gun before. I go, well, you might actually like it. You might want to try that out. We would take you. You know what I'm saying? Just like you would do with anybody else, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
they're nice. They're nice people. That's all that matters. Is they're just nice people. It doesn't matter. So, when we first got there, we usually get there a little early because we have access to underneath, where they have the lounge, where, they have food, everything. And we don't have to, it's included in our tickets, right? For the people that are spending the bigger money on the tickets and stuff. And so Dawn and I, while we got our food, we sat down. There was a male and female couple, early 60s, man and woman, sitting next to us. The woman leaned over to Dawn and looked at me while she goes, I love your guys' hats. I wish I had the courage to wear it. Thumbs up. Cool deal that you wore the hats.
Yeah.
And everybody knew what day it was. It's Pride Day.
Yeah.
Right. So that was said. And nobody said anything to me negative the whole time at any point. But a woman sitting a couple down from Dawn decided in the second half to bring it up to Dawn about why would you wear your hat? And they got into it a little bit. And Dawn was almost in her first fight. I mean, Dawn has never been in a real fight. But she was pretty hyped up. I could tell you afterwards. She goes, I'd have hit her. She wanted to. But she was very calm, very stern, and she just said, because I can, because we're MAGA, and fuck off. I don't care what you think about it. So that's the only we had one positive experience, one negative experience about the hat. Nobody else said anything. But I will say this about this, that the Phoenix Mercury, it should have been embarrassing. The halftime show, again, are people not supposed to bring their kids because it's Pride Day? You're not supposed to bring your kids. I mean, isn't it kind of a dad girl, a girl dad, isn't that kind of a thing where dads bring their girls to, female basketball games and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, see what you can do, daughter, this is what right. Isn't that kind of a thing?
Mm-hmm.
So, but not on Pride Day games. You're not supposed to bring your kids, not supposed to, enjoy a game on a Saturday, because the halftime show included some dances. We were back in the lounge, but they showed it on the monitor on the TVs back there, and you could see it. And it was basically a bunch of people, not all of them, I guess, but these dancers, but a number of the dancers were dressed up in bondage outfits.
Nice.
Like bondage. And cat bondage, like with the tails and the whole face mask. They had everything but the red ball stuffed in their fucking mouth. Okay? I mean, it was very, very overt. You know what? There's a place for that and time. And I don't know that the place for that is a Saturday afternoon when you're trying to also, besides Pride Day, celebrate the 30th year of women's sports. Is that what women's sports is? That's what it's about, bondage dancers? Is that really, really necessary? What does that contribute to the game? And how does that draw more people to come? And now that I'm telling people that don't even know this is going on. Because you know what? You know who's not talking about this?
The WNBA.
And who else?
The NBA?
No, the ESPN.
ESPN?
Fox Sports. None of them are talking about it.
Yeah.
Why not? They talk about other social issues, don't they? They sometimes even bring up Trump. Stephen A. said Donald Trump shouldn't have showed up at the Knicks championship game and stuff. They don't stay away from political stuff. They make political statements. Why aren't they talking about this? Why aren't they talking about the fact that people are dressing up in bondage outfits? And I mean, I can't imagine trying to explain that to my 8-year-old daughter.
You can't explain that to an 8-year-old because they don't know enough to be able to understand that. And that's what they don't. They do that. Those people understand that if they expose children to this at a young age, they'll be much more sympathetic or even want to be, gay, trans, whatever it is themselves. They claim that they don't target children. That is their number one target, is children. I will never believe that.
Yes, I 100% agree. And they do everything they can, because you just look at the numbers decade by decade, okay? And all of a sudden, the numbers are growing massively. That is social influence. That's not you're born that way. That's social influence.
Yeah.
That some people are choosing to do it for a minute. And then what happens is sometimes later they choose to not do that anymore. And then they get ostracized and they don't want to talk about the fact that, some people, it's just a thing for a minute.
Yeah.
For them, you know?
100%.
Because they're confused. You're kids. You don't know fucking shit. You just think you do. You don't know shit, man. You know, like your multiplication tables. And most of you barely know that fucking shit. You don't even know how to cursive write anymore.
Yeah.
You can't even read cursive writing, for God's sakes.
Yeah, unfortunately, which I didn't realize was as big of an issue as it is nowadays.
Yeah,
but that's I digress. But yeah, it's just like you said, like the reason why the WNBA has grown so much in the last few years, it's not because of Gay Pride Night. We can 100% point that out. It's not because of them. It's because you're getting people who normally weren't watching the game that are avid sports fans, and they're now tuning in a little bit more often. Whereas I said this millions of times, the whole LGBTQ blah 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 movement, they just latch on to whatever is the most popular or what is popular, and they use that for their own agenda. That's all that they do. They don't. That community is not what's going to fill your seats every fucking night, every game.
I told you. I've told them. You have them all.
Yeah.
All the gay people that are going to support the WNBA already do.
Yep.
Okay, so you're capped out unless you make more gay people, okay,
And you
which
need
you are
straight-
trying to do.
You need straights for that.
But to grow, you need sports fans. And whether you like it or not, you need the motherfucker in the MAGA hat spending his money on the best tickets that aren't on the floor. I have the best fucking tickets in that whole place that aren't floor seats.
Yeah.
Because I'm dead center mid court, first row behind the floor seats, and I have access to the lounge. There is not a better seat than getting a seat on the floor. And I would venture to guess, unless you're in the front row of the floor seats, that the other 2 rows of floor seats behind there aren't better than mine because I can see up and over, and the comfort. The seats are more comfortable.
Okay.
Those are just like
Like the plastic ones.
chairs, but they
Yeah.
got some cushion on them, but they're crappy.
Yeah, like the
They're
little metal
crappy
ones.
chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got like the nice like luxury like recline.
Yeah, and if you're in the
recline a little
first
bit.
row, you can stretch out a little bit. You got
Yeah.
a little bit of room, but
Pay
the
for
other
that
two,
leg room.
no, that's not a thing. You need people like me there, and I don't know that I'm going to be there next year
Yeah,
because one, how you treat people,
Mhm.
and then 2, what are you doing with the fucking product? Your product sucks. Make some fucking trades. Do you have to wait for the trade deadline to do that?
No.
I mean, is that a rule? Like, come on. You just sent one of your I don't know what Sabali averaged yet last year. I'd have to look, but Sabali probably averaged around 20 points last year. You know, it was for sure double digits. Okay. You can't just lose 20 points and one of your 3 superstars and not replace it and think you're going to just
Make the same run.
kick ass.
Yeah.
It's not it.
Mhm.
You know, and we don't have the same grinders. We don't have the bench people. The first half of the season, when we had two superstars out, everybody else was a dog.
Yeah.
They were on the floor diving for shit because they were diving for their motherfucking job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
wanted-
just were diving to stay on a motherfucking roster.
They wanted that.
But I
pay
love
increase.
that. Throughout her career, 15 and a half. And
So
now she comes off the bench.
so
But
last
so she was at least 15, maybe more last year.
She said that she averaged 16 last year. So yeah, I'm sure she eclipsed that 20-point mark multiple
Oh,
times.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
100%.
She was right there. And she just another good sized player, you
Yeah.
know, that can bang. You're not going to knock her over.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a thing. And if you do knock her over, it's a foul on you.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay? Cuz she's
Yeah. Well, that's
she's tough like that.
That's the one thing they always get afraid of is like when these companies, when they go out on a limb on a product like this that hasn't performed well, but they showed some marginal improvement. They got what they wanted, and now the product is not looking as good as it was when they were trying to get that pay raise. And like I'm gonna be honest with you, I maybe watched one WNBA game, and it wasn't even the whole game. I think it was one that Leo and I were watching,
And again,
and it was like it just. From what I watched, I was just like, "There's no way that any company is okay with spending this much money on this product. Like, there's not."
that's why I don't know how to impress upon them enough about how much they need me, because I'm actually the guy that's not just going to the Phoenix Mercury games. I'm the motherfucker that's also watching the other teams play, even if the game is over.
Yeah.
Even like I'll go back, oh, this was last night and I didn't see this. Even if I know what the score is, I'll go to see what the players are doing, which ones are doing what. Oh, and this is a surprise. You know, the Mystics beat the Lynx. How the fuck did that happen? You know, who was happening there? Who was missing? What was going on? That's how you grow. That's just how you grow. You don't grow by women in cat bondage suits.
Yeah, that doesn't.
That's
doesn't do that.
not going to be it. That's not going to. And I'm not going to convince any of my friends. I'm not going to convince you or Leo, other than you'd get the chance to hang with me, okay, which is always fun. That's worthwhile in of itself. I would think that would be enough. But I'd understand, say, if I asked you or Leo, hey, You guys, Dawn can't go to the game today or tomorrow. You want to go to the game with me? Troy, I appreciate the invite, but I got plans. So that's my knitting time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know us and our knitting.
I don't want to invade on your knitting time. You know what I'm saying?
As we especially
I would
reserve
totally
that.
understand if you wanted to knit and not come with me to a WNBA game.
Yeah.
But again, that's what you need. You need me to be able to tell my friends, look, you like basketball. It's a good time. It's decent. We'll hang out. We'll go get lunch or whatever we're there. They have great food underneath. You need me to do it because then maybe you come to that and then maybe you do like I did. You might go to just one game.
Yeah.
You might go to one game. You might go to especially a game that's really cool, like a game with Caitlin Clark's going to be there.
Yeah, I'd probably go see her, honestly.
Yeah.
Just to say.
Paige Beckers, too.
I'd see Paige, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing her for sure.
Yeah. And if you actually saw Kelsey Plum for a little bit, you'd feel the same way about her as you do Paige and Caitlin.
Well, I got a little bit of a crush on Kelsey, so I would go see
Oh,
her.
you do? Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got that tight little hair on top there. It's always tight. But
Pull
dang,
her
she's
right.
we'll leave that alone right there.
We do have some. We
Right.
got some comments here.
We have comments?
Is from Bob. I think this is referencing like just doing stupid stuff just to let your brain like kind of just relax for a second. He said, I got a game called JFR, just fucking run, and then just a bunch of laughing emojis after that. Appreciate the comment, Bob. And then Old Father Time 1776, referring to your comment that my little podcast that nobody watches. He said, "We aren't nobody. We're Chad and Bob." LOL. So, that's a good one.
That's so funny.
Thank you for that comment as well.
Yes. We're growing and we couldn't do it without you. And yeah. But this is the kind of stuff like that we're talking about right now that's not being talked about tell me what we're talking about isn't a real story, isn't a real sports story for a network where that's your number one job is to talk about sports.
Yeah. Fortunately,
that's not my number one thing. It's supposed to be, but you guys aren't talking about it. Why not?
It's just hard because, like, even if they feel a certain type of way about it, we know what the backlash is because that community, they might not even let's just say for certain, half the people that come at them, if somebody were to criticize it, they don't even fucking know what basketball is. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're in an outrage because it's anti-LGBT, regardless of whether it's appropriate or not in that setting. That's all they're seeing is anti-LGBT, gay, or this.
Yeah,
That's all they
and
care
I'm
about.
not saying be anti.
Yeah.
I'm just saying don't push that pro shit where you're pushing real sexual things and I'm sorry, I think dressing up in bondage outfits.
It is.
I don't know how else to fucking describe that other than that being overtly sexual.
Which is what they do. That's a common theme with them. And
right.
That's not rhetoric. That is a fact, 100%. I mean, they do it all the time at their pride parades. They just walk around naked, basically, around children. They want children to be there as well. They want to talk to them.
Yeah, but here's the thing about the pride parade. The pride parade is you're not going to if you're just not going to take your little kid there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You wouldn't.
That's not the thing is the parade. The event is the parade. The event in this case isn't Pride Day. No. The event is a fucking basketball game.
Family setting.
Yeah, this is a basketball game I'm taking my kid to. That's totally different. I should be able to expect to take my kid to the basketball game and not have that kind of shit happen. Where if I take my kid to the library to see a tranny read a book, you're going to get a tranny reading a fucking book. Yeah. Okay, you shouldn't be surprised. Okay, because it's what it said on the fucking flyer. Tranny reading book, you know.
Flashing lights.
Flashing lights, right?
But kind of like back to your comment, like, yeah, you don't have to be anti like LGBT,
no.
But the thing is, that's how they receive it. It's no matter what, the criticism is always, oh, you're anti, yeah. You know, you're a bigot. Like they'll say, that's what they say, and even in like the situations, I agree 100%. You should not have bondage cat costume dancers dancing for children at a family setting, regardless of what it is. Like, why couldn't they just dress normal and dance?
Yeah.
What's the big fucking deal with that?
Yeah.
I would even like, I'll even meet you in the middle. You can wear a fucking like a rainbow themed fucking outfit, whatever. But does it have to be something that is like overtly sexual like that? No.
Right.
That is a very conscious decision by whoever the fuck it was.
Well, the whole thing is, look, they hand out pride jerseys.
Gross.
That's what they do. That's
I
the thing
know.
that day. Everybody, the first 5,000, 10,000, whatever it is, they hand out pride jerseys. There's your pride day. You know what I mean? Put on the jersey. Do
Yeah.
whatever you
Wear your fucking jersey, whatever.
That's cool. But why does there have to be some other thing? Or
It's all about attention.
that's what I mean. The dancing of that.
That's what they want.
You know what dancing is really fucking funny
What?
and is really good. The Golden Grannies.
Is that the
Oh,
Valkyries
dude,
thing,
yeah,
or-
you will have to look it up sometime. Look up the Golden Grannies at the Phoenix Mercury. You get these 60-plus-year-old white hairs.
Oh, it's actually like.
They're a dance group.
Oh, I thought there was like.
They come and they're 60 years old and they got a little extra on the hips and it's funny as fuck. They're great. The crowd loves them.
That's funny. I didn't know
There's
that
also
existed.
the dancing dads. And what's funny about the dancing dads is I'm just going to say there's only one black dad out there.
He's the best.
Because
dancer.
no, yeah, of course he is. The other guys can't dance. Most of the other black guys are smart enough not to go out there with a bunch of white dudes who can't fucking dance.
Yeah.
Of course. That's what it is. So yeah, absolutely. The dancing dads and the golden grannies. We get the grannies more than we do the dads. But that's like a halftime feature. Sometimes they do it. And it's funny. It's children friendly.
Yeah. They're not trying to push something on your children.
Even though grannies are moving their hips, you never seen grandma move her hip like that. You might not want to ever again. You can't unsee that shit.
Yeah, I don't doubt that for a fucking second.
You
Yeah.
can't unsee it.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. So there's cool things you can do, and just the other stuff just does not need to be that way. Every game is a pride fucking game, dude.
Yeah.
You
Especially
understand what I'm saying?
At a WNBA
Every fucking game.
for sure. You're gonna have more. I'm going to say there's more gays there than straights, right? Or allies. Well, maybe not gays, but allies at least, if they aren't gay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be very shocked if you would say no to that, because I'm gonna be honest. The average straight dude, I just can't see them at WNBA.
Well,
games
here's
like
the
that.
thing. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nah, I mean that in a good way.
No. It's okay. I could take it. I get called all kinds of things. But it's the only time I would say maybe not is when Caitlin Clark is there.
Yeah.
And the stadium isn't gonna, like, we probably, on a weekend game, our weekday games are a little lighter, like on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, a little lighter, just a little under 10,000. And weekend games are, 10,500 to 11,000. But Caitlin shows up, there's gonna be 17,000 people there.
Yeah.
Paige shows up, there's probably gonna be 12 plus, so it just depends on who the other team is too. But when you're getting those other numbers, especially like for Caitlin Clark, then it might be 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, that's what my whole point is. You have all the support from that community. I'm not telling you to alienate them. Don't do shit to alienate them, but you need to be doing shit to attract a wider motherfucking audience.
Well,
And one of the ways to do that is to have announcers that are going to highlight good parts of the game when a team is making a fucking comeback instead of the dude being a little fanboy. That's one thing too. I mean, it's just.
I was also going to say another thing they don't help themselves was not advertising your best fucking players.
Oh,
That's insane to me. That's actually an issue that I was talking to my buddy that he doesn't really follow the NBA at all, but he did see the whole thing where they had the rookie from the Fever advertised over Caitlin Clark, and he saw that and he was like, how do you expect A, to get that, to give those TV companies a return on their investment, and B, continue to grow your sport by not advertising and marketing your best fucking player, the most famous player in the entire league. And he's coming from a completely different aspect of it. Like,
But he's right.
and he sees it. It's like, if we're talking about it, there's no way in hell that these marketing agencies or whoever the fuck they're hiring to do this, they don't know about that.
Dude, they fucked themselves the very first year when they didn't add her to the Olympic team.
Yeah, that was
That was
ridiculous.
just so fucking stupid. That's the thing is, I mean, isn't it about money?
It's always,
Honestly, isn't it always about money?
I mean, yeah, it's a business at the end of the day. It should be about
Well,
money.
then they need to start treating it like that. They need to
don't.
start treating it like a real motherfucking business and get their shit together, because if I was on the board, I'd fire the CEO.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I'd get some other board members together and we'd fire the CEO and be like, we need to get this moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You can't, you're definitely not handling this correctly from a business standpoint. But if you want some advice, if you want some help, troynuff@gmail.com. You can message me. I'll help you out.
I
'Cause
also
I know
wonder,
how to make this work, man. I make sure if they actually listen to what the fuck I say, I'm trying to help.
well, how much do you think, how different things would be if they didn't have that safety net of the NBA bailing them out, if it ever got to a point where they need bailed out like that? I mean, they do.
Probably not now with the TV money. That's probably not an issue anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, like, if the product continues to go down, who's going to save them at the end of the day, though? Like, it's got to be the NBA. And if you have that in the back of your mind, I just wonder if there was no safety net, how different would their approach be?
Yeah, well, when there's no safety net, you're gonna ride or die.
Yeah.
So
Caitlin Clark would be. I feel like Caitlin Clark would be on the fucking cover of everything, like 24/7, even more than she is now. Like, there's not one WNBA thing related that she shouldn't be on. Like, her face should be there. Regardless if you do or don't like her, it's a business.
Yeah, well, but like I said, they got enough other players to highlight too. Like Ava Wilson, like she's a true superstar.
Yeah.
True superstar. She literally is the best player in the league. Caitlin's the most popular player in the league.
Yeah.
But Ava, I'm sorry. My friend's name is Ava. Asia is the best player, hands down.
Well, the accolades show it 100%.
And then just seeing other people come up, like I can go through the teams with you, man. I can do that. I can tell them. They should definitely be highlighted. And definitely, people did point that out about Caitlin, where, like, you're showing this team superstar, but you're showing someone else and it's not Caitlin on the Fever side.
A rookie that averages like 1 point a game or something like that.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just crazy. So, so lucky for me, Dawn didn't knock somebody out. I didn't have to go and bail her out, but I would have. I'm very proud of her for sticking up for herself.
Yeah.
She hasn't always done that. She's not like super confrontational like me. I invite confrontation. That's my problem. But she doesn't do that. But she wasn't gonna be pushed around over that. Like, fuck you.
Yep.
That's it.
Good for her for sure. I'm always about that.
Well, the next game I'm wearing my hat again.
Oh, 100%. Just a bigger point.
Yeah, definitely. I'll do that. What else we got? We're gonna go to this was interesting. We can do this. Biden administration extends $10 billion, but you have to look at the date at this, people. The Biden administration extends $10 billion Iran sanctions waiver 2 days after Trump election win. So this is an article that was published December 11th of 24. So because people are criticizing Trump, and I'm going to criticize Trump because I did hear him say last week that, well, there's some money that's tied up because of sanctions, and there's some banks and some people in countries that have taken Iran's money, and they're basically holding Iran's money hostage. Okay. I'm not forever giving it to them. I wasn't for Obama giving them pallets full of money. I'm not for Trump giving. I don't care. Trump says, well, it is their money. I guess we have to give it back to them sometime. But now it's when we give it back to them and under what circumstances, if they jump through this or that hoop. Fuck that. I'm mad that we didn't get the oil in Iraq. I'm mad that we didn't get that. And I'm certainly not happy with this bullshit that, every day we're going back and forth. We have a deal. We don't have a deal. You can't make a deal with these motherfuckers. I don't like having a deal with these fuckers at all. And I certainly don't like giving them their money. Fuck that. You say you're mad because Elon Musk ended giving money to USAID and that they're starving children because Elon Musk now, they're trying to say because of what Doge did that he killed 4.5 million children.
Yeah.
Okay, here's 30 billion that was Iran's. Feed the fucking kids. Here you go.
I'm sure
Use
they
Iran's
will.
money for that. There's no what rule says we have to give it back? What's international law? Fuck international law. What the fuck is that?
It gets broken all the time.
All the time by
24/7.
anybody who wants to break it. What is Russia and Ukraine both doing?
Yeah.
They're both breaking international law. The one difference, though, in that conflict than what we have? Real people are actually dying.
Yeah.
Not just soldiers. Real people are actually dying in that. And they're still fucking around.
Yep.
If Russia wanted to, they could squash him. They could. Let's just be honest about it now. Like if they really wanted to pour the rain down, they could do it. And then to be honest, what would anybody do? But what would we do about it?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. No offense, I don't want to die for a Ukrainian.
Yeah.
I don't want any family member or any friends of mine who have kids in the military to die for a fucking Ukrainian. I just don't. It's a corrupt country. I'm not saying they're bad people, but that ain't my business. And that's just this whole thing about how war, I keep repeating the same shit over and over. Yeah, the whole thing about how war has been since the beginning of motherfucking time until World War II. And after World War II, it's this thing that we do, this dance that we do, that we don't kill civilians. And that's why we have these never-ending wars, because that's such a hard thing to do. It's such a hard thing to make another country submit because we're not lining up like they did with 1,000 men on each side or 5,000 men.
Yeah.
We don't have military to attack like that anymore. It's very, very hard to make them submit. And,
it used to be when you lined up, whoever had more men at the end, that's how you knew who won.
Yeah.
That was a visual cue of who won that battle.
We started with 5,000. They started with 4. They got 500 left. There are prisoners now, and we got 3,500 left. We lost 1,500. All in a day's war.
Yeah.
That was it. That's how it worked.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
And then you took their shit.
Yeah.
You took their shit. You made their wives
is mine
slaves. You took their kids. You made them all slaves of all races. Does people not realize that every motherfucking race at one time or another has pretty much been a slave in the world? Everybody's
Yes.
been subject to it, you dumb fucks. It's always have, but just again, we're talking about what it takes to end a war. What it takes to end a war is for you to make the other side submit. For the other side, look, Japan wasn't going to submit. They weren't. They didn't submit after the first nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
They still didn't submit. We had to drop a second one. And people today talk about how horrible that was. And we should, you know what? All I know is it ended the war and it saved tens of thousands of American lives. That's what it did. And that's all I can be concerned about. Why would I be concerned about another fucking country over mine? That's just
Well, they
not
feel the
it.
same way. They care about their country more than they care about the
course.
United States. It's just the natural order of things. Like, it's not, to me, it's not really like a right or wrong. Like, it's just the natural order of things. You're not going to choose someone
We're
else's.
animals.
We're not going to, yeah, we are. We're not going to choose someone else's quality of life over our own quality of life. Like, that's just what it comes down to.
Right. We owe them. Who do we owe?
Nobody.
And why? Why do we owe them? These are the same fucking people that think, that billionaires are the reason people are broke. No, that's not. It's that, you never learned, you didn't have to be the smartest kid or get the best grades in school, but you did have to learn to read, write, do some of the basics, and figure some shit out on your own. You didn't need to do that. And there's pathways that we have that in this country available to us that nobody else has. Nobody else has. And I don't know, the number of people that I know. My best friend took years, not 4 years, years, because he had to pay for it, to become a teacher. It's not a hard degree to get. But it took him a while because he was working at Kroger to fucking pay for it. So he'd have to build up enough money to be able to pay for it. And he didn't become a teacher probably till he was 27, 28 years old, something like that, probably. Mm-hmm. It took that long, but he did it. Yeah. Now he's been a teacher all his life. He did his thing.
Got to grind a little bit to thrive forever. That
wasn't the path. Great family, great best friend. His dad his dad had a really good sales job at selling steel, and then shit happened in the steel industry, and he lost that job, and the parents didn't have the extra money that they thought they were going to have to help pay for his education. So if he wanted to do it, he had to figure out how to do it on his own, and he did. You can go to community college. That's way fucking cheaper your first 2 years. And you're probably going to get a real fucking professor and not a student teacher at the community college.
Yeah.
Right? Do you, I mean, look, having the college experience, which my daughter had, it's great if you can get it, it's great. But if you can't, it's not the end all be all, man.
Yeah.
That's just not what it is.
Yeah. There's many ways to get to where you want to be.
Yeah. You just got to figure it the fuck out. That's all. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming Elon Musk. You dumb fuck.
So he's
on. Why do we?
He might be the nicest trillionaire ever.
Yeah,
because he's the only one. Get it?
Yeah. I forget who's second, but who's ever second has like 300 million. Is it Bezos?
It's got to be him. I don't know. Would it be?
But can you think about
like a Larry Ellison? Maybe I don't know.
He's up there too. He's in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't know.
But think about it. But I do know that so, Elon's at 1.4, and so I think the next one's at 300 million. So I mean, 4 times.
Yeah.
The number 2 guy. There's never been that big a gap between the number 1 and number 2 guys, ever.
I don't doubt that.
It would be if you go back 20 years ago, Larry Page.
I don't even know who that third guy is.
Sergey
Brin?
Yeah.
I have no idea who that is.
But look at how they're all close together, except for number 1.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
He made the right moves. Plus, his vision was much. I'm not saying like the Googles and the Amazons and the Dells, Oracles of the world, like they didn't have. His vision was so much larger. It was more of like a civilization type of vision. Like it profited him a big. Obviously, he's a trillionaire now, but he was looking at like how can I make humanity last thousands and thousands of years? What can I do to help with that. And like I feel like that's kind of the difference.
Yeah, his thinking is beyond what anybody else
it's
thinks.
not. Yeah, it's not
about
in the, present,
impact that he
yeah.
wants to make.
He's looking fucking thousands of years into the future of what humanity could be, what we can be, and what we most likely will be.
Yeah.
And it's because we have people like that. So if you don't like it, then hey, go fucking make your own spaceship and go to another fucking planet, I guess.
Right.
Get away from everybody. Sorry.
But 4 times the number 2 guy.
Yeah.
That's just insane.
Yeah.
But I don't have an issue with it. You know what I mean?
Is Larry Page like the CEO of Google? Is he one of the founders? Who the fuck is Larry Page? I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is.
With one of them, because Bryn is number 3.
And not to see Bill Gates up there. I guess I'm.
Yeah, you have to go. Boy, if you compare them now to 10 years ago and 15 years ago, shit's changed, man.
Yeah. Huh.
Like I even said, Eliason, I thought was in the top. He wasn't in the top 10 there.
See, okay, so Larry Page, American computer scientist and entrepreneur who co-founded Google with Sergey Brin in 1998. So that's what. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
100%.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
But you know what the difference is? That these people that are socialists now and that are promoting socialism, they mistakenly believe that the pie is finite, that there's only so much. And actually what has happened and what capitalism does is it makes the pie bigger.
Yeah.
That's what it does. It makes the pie bigger. So it's not that there's just a pie and that, somebody's taking up most of the pie and there's none left for you. No, the pie, capitalism literally makes the pie bigger. Last story real quick. I just because of the whole shit going on with ICE, and I saw this story, and there's really not enough information yet, but New York police shot a guy that had stolen a Kia, I believe, and he backed into some officers, hit an officer in front of him, and another, I think there was a second person in the vehicle too, but they did shoot and kill the driver on that. But I have to think that these officers, because of things that have happened with ICE and the backlash, from the good shooting and things like that, that they're putting their lives more at risk. And what I mean by putting their lives more at risk, that instead of protecting themselves in the danger, they're trying to avoid that. They're trying to avoid taking the shot when, by all means, they should be taking the shot. But they're having second thought. You can't do that. You'll die.
Yeah.
Or you'll kill your fucking partner.
Yeah.
We can't have cops doing that kind of shit.
Yep. We
We got to have cops that are willing to, do what they need to do in this case. And then the other thing we don't know about this guy, because, you have to search and you have to wait a week before you find out if he's a fucking illegal alien or not.
Yeah. That's always.
Because, and if you don't tell me who he is in there,
I just assume.
then you make me really curious that I'm probably right to be suspicious of it because you're not telling me. Why would you tell me?
Yeah.
You didn't have. Why was that fact missing in the story? You mean to tell me in journalism? And I didn't take journalism. I don't know shit about journalism, but I know enough that, like, I would think that if you take a journalism class, that would be a question you would ask. Who is this guy? What's his name? Why was he here? Where was he? Was he a New York man? Was he from out of state? Was he visiting? Well, you're going to want to find out stuff about the dude.
I automatically just assume it's some crazy ass Muslim name. If you don't tell me what it is, that's just what.
Too.
That's all I imagine.
That too. If you have one, that is especially if somebody's driving into a crowd.
Yeah, that's all I think of. If you don't tell me the name, I'm just automatically assume that's what it is because, unfortunately, a lot.
It's one or two.
It's one of the two.
It's illegal alien or Muslim.
That sucks. That's where it's at. But what else are we supposed to do other than
clip that? piss some people off with that.
Facts we have.
Fuck that. It's the damn truth. Don't give a shit if people don't like the truth. We're going to do it here. And that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for today. We got fired up a little bit.
Yeah, I tend to. Yeah, anytime you talk about the LGBT community, it'll definitely get a response out of me. I may not go searching for it, but if you come to me about it, I will tell you my opinion.
Well, I'll take you to the next prize game.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get escorted out. 100%. I'm just gonna be facing the crowd yelling at them. No.
All right, that's a good Monday. We're off to a good start. You guys all have a great week. Join us back here on Wednesday. Hit that follow button. Check out all our clips and videos. Be kind to us, please. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah. Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say, I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting.